Hey, hi, hello. Welcome back to the Goat Force Gaming channel where we play the roguelikes and the roguelites and hopefully add some awesome games to your backlog. That's what we're out here doing. We try to do a good job of it every time. And I'll tell you what, I think we do a pretty good job of it most times. We're out here showing off these banger roguelikes and roguelites. And so I'll tell you what, if you enjoy rogues, you are in the best section of the internet out there. I know there's a lot of sections of the internet, many sections, but you're in the best one, and I am delighted that you're here with us. So, I'm here with another new one that I found. I got out there, I did a little bit of investigating on the Steam marketplace, as one does. And you know what I happened upon? Another one of these awesome roguelite survival games that we all love so much. But this one's interesting. This is a game called NeuroSquad, Slay the Horde. Basically, what we have is our typical setup, only we have a squad of neuro soldiers, these holographic helpers, if you will, surrounding us, and we're going to make them more powerful and more heavily armed throughout the course of our run by getting upgrade pegs and then applying said upgrade pegs to our folks. And I've done a few runs so far, and what I can tell you is that this is a lot of fun. I only have one gripe at this point, and it's a small gripe. I think that they will probably keep working on this and maybe come up with an option. Also, I'm prone to motion sickness. We've talked about this before. So my eyes and ears might be more sensitive than yours. But I'll tell you what, overall, the game's a lot of fun. So we're going to have a run or two with it. And, well, we're going to get into some talk, too, because, of course, we're going to get into some talk, right? What would it be without some talk? I've got this blue Yeti X that I just picked up. And so that was also that we could have some talk. So we're going to have some talk. Probably talk about the Blue Yeti X. I had a good buddy helping me the other day with some audio tuning expertise. The indie gamer. He is the audio guy. And a good guy all around. So we'll probably get into that a little bit. We will probably talk about E3 because, boy, what an announcement the other day. What the hell even is E3 anymore? You know what I mean? All right, let's put down this confusion mod. We need to grab some more weapons. We'll talk about E3. You know, we're probably going to talk a little bit about the latest episode of The Last of Us television show. I am still moved just thinking about it. And by the way, I won't ever spoil anything on the channel. Never, ever. That's my promise to you. So, you know, if we talk about something, it's going to be very high level. I would never want something spoiled for me, so I'll never spoil something for you. How about that? It's a deal, right? So anyway, we'll get into that. I talk a little bit about coffee, right? Because I feel like we must. It is our duty to talk coffee every time. But before we get into all that, let's get into the business of the business of the business. I'll tell you what, I am so delighted with the support lately, the community continues to grow in size. I always told you that I would be very transparent with you about the whole monetization thing. The channel, you know, on average, I would say produces around, 30 to 40 cents a day at this point, okay? Is it life-changing money? Absolutely not. But that was never the goal. The goal was to do giveaways for this community. And so, you know, I gotta tell you, what's exciting is, even though that's a tinier amount of money, you know, the types of games that we play, being indies, you know, you can get these games for $3, $4 at a time. So it actually is going to help me do more giveaways, all right? So I'm excited. If you're new here, thanks so much for being here. If you're not new here, thanks so much for being here. We would love to earn the right to your subscription and have you hang out with us more often. This is the best community. I love it. I saw somebody the other day helping another person out with finding one of the hidden characters in Scarlet Tower. That's what it's all about. You know? Really enjoy it. So thanks for making this place a cool place to be. All right. I think what we need to do is get some more weapons. Because if we don't, we're going to start losing some squad members. Now, every time the game slows down a little bit, that's indicating that I've taken battle damage, in case that wasn't already obvious. All right, do we need a unit? I don't think we need a unit at this point. No, everybody's still alive. This guy barely. So we're okay here, but I do like the confusion status. So let's throw that on here. And we'll have even more status effects happening. Definitely helps control the horde situation. I mentioned a little bit of a major gripe. I don't know that I should call it major. Maybe that's unfair. So part of the aiming scheme, well, let me say it this way. There's two ways to control the action in this game. I'm using the free movement approach right now, but there is another option for the view where you turn the screen. So your character stays facing straight ahead, and you can turn the screen with the mouse. But I find it a little off-putting. And I wish that there was just a strafe option in this free movement mode that I'm using right now. But I will show you. Let's skip this upgrade. No, actually, no, I don't want to skip the upgrade. I want to re-roll it. I want a weapon to pop. We're getting a lot of mods. Oh, there's a weapon. All right. So let's throw another weapon. Perfect. And I'm going to go ahead and change the view here. So see how we're always facing forward now. And I can move the screen simply by moving the mouse left and right. But as I said, I find it a little bit off-putting. And so I've been leaning towards the free movement mode just because my eyes and ears struggle a little bit from a motion sickness standpoint. But again, it might just be a me problem. But I would love to see them offer, you know, a strafe option. Uh-oh, I think we're going to lose some soldiers soon here. Or perhaps even, you know, the reticle being out there that you could point with the mouse. That would be great as well. And we can take explosion damage from the guys that are holding the giant flare. They remind me of those guys in Serious Sam a little bit. Oh, man. All right, one of our Hollow dudes has 5 health here, which is maybe not so great. All your Hollow soldiers regain full health. Ooh. That's wonderful. It was like right in the nick of time, too. Speaking of, look at these. A lot of upgrade cubes. Man, oh man. Okay. So you will get hit every single time. I think there is a invincibility meta progression upgrade that you can grab. I'll show that off when we have a chance here. You know what? These guys are still holding up okay. Let's go ahead and re-roll. I want another weapon, if we can find one. A set of drones that circle around you shooting. They disappear periodically to recharge, but they can't be destroyed. Yeah, let's have a unit. Do we have to take over a unit? Replacing this unit. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, let's replace the unit. Oh, man. All right. Come to us, upgrade pegs. Hey, we're giving away a copy of Spellbook Demon Slayers this week. It's another excellent Bullet Heaven game. If you have not gotten to it yet, I will pop a link up to that video. Be subscribed and leave a comment. That's all I ask, and then that puts you in. I'll be picking a winner on Friday, February 3rd of 23. All right. So I saw some news the other day. And by the way, I don't know if this is confirmed, but I saw a story the other day that Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo, you've heard of all those guys, right? The story goes that none of those outlets are going to be participating in E3. Let that sink in for a moment. The big three are not participating in E3. What does that mean for E3? Now, I don't know about you, but I really enjoy E3. To anybody that doesn't know what E3 is, when I'm speaking with them, you know, maybe I'm out at a party and E3 is getting ready to happen. They say, hey, what are you going to be doing this weekend? Or next weekend? What do you got going on? Tell them, you know, E3's coming. Oh, E3. What's E3? E3 is the Super Bowl for video games. That's how I explain E3 to folks that, you know, don't know what E3 is. And I think it's appropriate. I mean, for a number of years it was appropriate. Many of the enthusiasts out there lately, we're in a bad spot if you can't tell, have been saying that, you know, E3 has not been what it once was for quite some time now. You know, the last few years, E3 has, well, it's gone through some changes, right? And you've got all these other ways now to advertise your product. And if you think about the individual shows that Sony puts on and Microsoft puts on, right? Whether it's through YouTube or Twitch or other services. You know what? They do a pretty good job of getting the word out, don't they? And so if you're those guys, and you're looking at E3 and you're saying, my goodness, you know, it's going to cost XYZ to go out and, well, you know, I guess we'll give the drone the other weapon. It's going to cost us XYZ to rent this space, and, you know, we've got a lot to show off, so we're going to need a big space. I don't have any of those figures, but I know it's not cheap to do it. You know, a lot of the indie devs can't participate because it's not cheap to do this. All right, let's see if we can slide on through while these guys are frozen. Man, oh man, it does get tough. I think DPS is just a problem at this point, and I don't know that we're going to be able to come back from this. So you're probably going to be watching me perish here shortly, but that's okay. That's all right. That's all right. We're just going to try and stay alive as long as we can. Oh, man. That big unit has explodey capabilities. So it's expensive, and, you know, what is the reach at the end of the day? You know, there's also this component where business deals get done at E3. But perhaps it's possible to do those without attending E3. And so I think things have just gotten to a point where the razzle-dazzle of E3 has, well, it's worn off a bit for these large companies that have just figured out a way to do things more cost-effectively with similar, if not better, outcomes. All right, another news, you can buy the game's soundtrack now if you'd like to support the game's development. Well, there you go. And we collected some gold diamond thingies for the meta progression. So we're going to show that off right now. So we've got different chips that we can bring in, okay? Only one is available in this demo, the one we have right now. There are different characters as well. Now, maybe we look at doing a different character, but maybe not at this point because I want to show off the implants. So this is kind of a skill tree that we have here, and there's some component of neural overload as well, which I believe is going to dictate how many of these we can select at any given time. So what I'm going to do is actually upgrade one of the skill tree boosts here. And that's going to give our soldiers a better chance of spawning with a better weapon, if I'm understanding things correctly. And it looks like it did not add to the neural overload either, which is really great. So let's jump right back in. We'll see if we can do a little bit better this time. Okay. So I'm going to go back on free movement mode. And see if we can do any better. So I'm wondering, what does E3 even mean if those folks are not going to participate at all? Is this just going to be one gigantic indie festival? Which, by the way, I'm totally fine with. If you've kept up with my channel, you know that that's, 99% of what gets played here is indie games. I love them. And they make the bulk of the rogue games right now. We do have games like Returnal. We do see these AAA rogues pop every once in a while, but the bulk of them are from indie devs, and we love them. That's who's responsible for manufacturing the bulk of these. So I don't know, maybe E3 just ends up being a celebration of indies, which, again, would not be the worst thing to ever happen. I'm hoping that we can arm our soldiers a lot faster this time, because I think that's going to be a key component to having success. I think the mods are important as well, but I think just raw DPS, boy, we really got to watch out for those explosive guys. And by we, I do mean me, you're correct. Sometimes switching between the modes might be the way to go, where I can just move the camera minimally. Bullets fly faster and they reach greater distance, causes status effect confused. Let's do that. Maybe what we can try to do is just bounce between a weapon and a skill effect each time. If we can somehow get that to be pulled off, that'd be great. Okay, let's look for a weapon this time. Come on, weapon. There we go. Alright. Let's pop that in there. And then next time we'll look for a mod, but I like how this is going so far. So I don't know. Let us know in the comments your thoughts on E3 and having an E3 without, some pretty large players participating. I think that's fair to say. Let's go with this weekend effect. Would love to hear your thoughts on it. Okay. Have you been watching this show, The Last of Us? I have to tell you, this is some of the best television I have laid eyes on in some time now. We watch a fair amount of shows. We had just recently gotten into Doom Squad on HBO. Looking for a weapon here. Come on, one time. Hey, there it is. Plants a mine where you're standing. The mine scatters bullets upon contact with an enemy. Wonderful. Let's outfit Charlie. His name's gonna be Charlie, because why not? So, the previous episode of The Last of Us, Episode 3. Nick Offerman, who I love and had also no idea that he had the range that he does from an acting standpoint. And another gentleman by the name of Murray Bartlett. Now, Murray, if you watched the Chippendales docuseries on Hulu, which was also incredible, strongly recommend checking that out if you have not already. When you level up, a stationary aura gets placed in your current position and stays active until the next level up. Enemies within this aura get electroshocked status effect. That sounds interesting, doesn't it? I know, you're like, well, Goat, if it was interesting, why did you do that? Boy, they really want us to have it. Your bullets stop midair and stay in place for a while, damaging enemies on contact. That sounds cool. Let's go with that. Okay. So, I think we just lost our background music. That's okay. That's all right. Optimal for goat speech, right? Oh, the bullets are hanging in the air. I was like, oh God, is that a glitch? See? That's that goat memory working out for us. Anyway. Nick Offerman and Murray Bartlett. Unbelievable, the performance that they put on. Unbelievable. When one of your soldiers dies, every enemy dies as well. Whenever a bullet disappears without having hit anything, it hits a random enemy and deals 70% of its damage. Well, I like that. Why don't we go with this? Because sometimes the mines don't hit. All right. We can all just enjoy the sound effects together. They're not bad. All right, so I will tell you that this episode moved me to tears. I was just blown away by what they pulled off, and just the storytelling, the emotion, it just jumped right out of the screen. And if I think about it, I'm still moved. It was just incredible. Loved it. I just love what they're doing with this show, and I hope that Nick and Murray's performance is celebrated. I hope both of them are awarded for the performance. Okay, we have a brain charge cell. You can choose what kind of upgrade you want. I think we want a weapon. And I think we're going to go with the spark cannon. Let's give it to somebody that's got a decent amount of health. Okay. Hey, remember our goal of trying to fully outfit everyone quickly? I'd argue that we're doing an okay job of that. But that screen moving is starting to get to me right now. Okay, we're switching back to free movement mode. If we could get a programmable strafe button that maybe I could use with the mouse, that way if I want to face a certain way. Uh-oh. All right, this is going to be a problem. Okay. We've got our freeze capability going back here. Oof, man. Haven't lost any soldiers yet, but we're getting close to that. Alright, let's do that. Let's... Oh, shoot. Okay, explodey guys. Alright, let's come down here. Let's grab this, get some health back. I don't know if that health gets distributed to all of our guys, or if it just goes to the main character. Well, I do like that they're helping take out these groups, but I'm getting pretty close. All right, we've lost one soldier at this point. Weakened enemies die without damaging when you dash into them. Or we could go weapon. Let's get a weapon here, especially since we lost the soldier. You know, I would tell you to watch The Last of Us, but I'm sure if you wanted to watch The Last of Us, you are already watching, because it is that popular, and the word is out. The show is good. It's getting so much applause in terms of review scores and the rest of it. I'm so pleased to see that, because I love the story of, well, especially that first game, but I enjoyed both games. Okay, let's add some electrocution. All right. Oh, boy. Now, if you're hearing all of the clicks and clacks in the background, I am too. I am too. You might have started listening to this video and said to yourself, "Hey, I think he means welcome to the Click Force gaming channel, because all those clicks, my God, listen to all those clicks he's got going on there. It must be the Click Force show." I know. You know, we're in the process of tuning in the Blue Yeti X mic that I picked up to make the sound quality a little bit better for the shows that we do out here. But in doing so, I learned that the Blue Yeti X is a very sensitive microphone. So I did what anybody should do. I reached out to my buddy, the Indie Gamer. Indy is just a tremendous person that I ran into back when I started the channel. I've been on his podcast a couple times. We had a fireside chat together about rogues and what makes them special. I enjoy hanging out with Indie Gamer. So I reached out. I said, "Hey, Indy, what's the deal with this Blue Yeti X, man? Can you help me out?" And of course, you know, he's going through the motions with me. We spent about an hour chatting together about what I might be able to do. And, you know, Indy's telling me, you gotta dampen everything, right? Just go get yourself a big bucket of water, toss it all over the mouse, toss it all over the keyboard. Take your Blue Yeti and see if it can swim. Just toss it right in the water, right? I said, "Indy, I can't, these are electronic devices. What are you talking about? Throw water on everything." No, he didn't say that. You gotta dampen the sound. You know, put a towel under the keyboard, right? Because then you're gonna get less clickety clack. Indy even took a look at my setup. You know, I sent a quick picture, and he said, "You know, Goat, you might not want to have the keyboard directly in front of the microphone, because that's a thing that people shouldn't do." Right? I said, "Well, you know, this is kind of the setup of the room. This is kind of what we're working with here." So we got to a level of understanding of the situation, and let's figure out what we want to do here. Upgrades related to healing have a higher chance of showing up and are more effective when applicable. Upgrades related to status effects have a higher chance of showing up and are more effective when applicable. Boy, oh boy. I think first 3 times you get a weapon mod, you get an additional one of the same kind. That sounds pretty good, doesn't it? Let's do that. Now, we didn't get any neural overload off of that. Oh. We can't put it on. You are using too many implants. Unequip some so you can try to... I see. So my thought there was correct. Hey, now we're at 100%. That worked out. Okay. Enemies have a 2% chance of dropping healing crystal shards when they die. See, that's interesting. It kind of forces you to think about your loadout differently. Let's try one more, okay? So, try different configurations, all right? It turns out a human being cannot become a sound engineer in an hour. Now, if you didn't know that, now you know. It takes longer than an hour to become a sound engineer. To understand what words like dampen and sound gate and hertz, right? All these special terminologies. Your bullets go through enemies without causing damage, but explode at the end of their range. Well, that's interesting. Leveling up this upgrade makes these explosions bigger. I don't think I would want that as a first upgrade. That's the only thing. Could go higher fire rate. That sounds nice. Whoop, no. Let's not skip. We're doing that. Okay. Oh, I see. We were able to upgrade the upgrade because of that new mod chip. So I applied a number of settings, and Indy was extremely patient with me as we were going through that process. Very thankful for his time. And, you know, I finally found the right setup for removing all of the clicks and all of the clacks, I think, in theory. And the way I did that was by thanking Indy for all of his time, and then going to Amazon and ordering a silent keyboard and a silent mouse. Because you cannot become a sound engineer in an hour, and that's what I needed. Upon contact with enemies and walls, your bullets scatter sparks that damage enemies. That sounds pretty good, doesn't it? Okay. Yeah, let's upgrade it. Love it. Okay. Nice. Oh, I like the sparks. Oh, that's cool. Really like that. Okay. I think that's a good upgrade for us. Let's grab this health if we can. I'm gonna look this time because our main character has full health. I want to see if any of this health goes toward the soldier that only has 30. Or even the one that has 65. Let's see what happens here. Okay, so looks like the soldiers do not get health back if I was looking at that right. I guess I'll watch the replay as well. So that's what we're gonna do to get rid of those nasty clicks and clacks in the background. We should have cleaner audio, and everybody's gonna be just so delighted, right? That's what we're doing. The weapon triggers multiple times with each shot, but its fire rate is reduced. You know what? We've got higher fire rate. We could put this over here, and that should even out the help me hurt me there. Okay, wonderful. Yeah, I think that ends up being worth it. Getting multiple shots off now. Okay. So thank you again to Indie Gamer. You know what, I'll tell you what, speaking of our giveaway opportunity on Friday, February 3rd, I'm going to be on Indie Gamer's show. So if you have an interest in attending that live podcast and listening to me drone on even more, your bullets orbit you. Okay, now we're talking. Let's have the fire bullets orbit. That sounds okay. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, yeah. Yep. Love that. That's a great upgrade. Yeah, we're going to be talking some indie games, probably talk some rogues. You may hear a little bit about some Hades 2 action. That's a game I'm looking forward to. So I'll reach out to Indy. I'll get a link to that show, and I'll pop it in the video description in case you would like to attend and hang out with us in the chat. We'd love to see you there. Okay. And no, I didn't forget. I told you we'd have some coffee talk. You know, I've been drinking Jim's Organic Double Chocolate. This was a recommendation by one of our awesome community members, Getter7. I'll tell you what, I'm getting to the bottom of the bag. And you know, it's always it's a happy sad when you get to the bottom. Every 50th kill, you scatter high damage sparks around you. Oh man, you know? Ooh, I like this. Let's go with this. We gotta make sure that we've got some status effects that are happening in the next couple of upgrades. We should put a status effect on this rotating fire weapon because it'll do great at passing them out. In fact, if we could put a couple status effects on the fire, that would be tremendous. So yeah, I'm almost to the bottom of the bag, but you know what that means? I can open up a new bag, and I got some bags for Christmas that I'm really excited about. All right, if an enemy has at least 3 status effects, when it dies, it explodes. Okay, and the explosion does not damage you. That's interesting. But I want to get the status effects going, so let's find a mod. You know, when you need it, it of course doesn't pop up. I'm gonna go with the weapon for now. Let's put one on this guy. Okay. Yeah, it's been a minute since I've looked in the bags, but the roaster is called La Colombe. And so I think we're gonna have some good coffee to talk about and perhaps recommend to you to try. All right, we're gonna go over here and grab this. I think it's one of those upgrade cube thingies where we can pick from a bunch of upgrades eventually. I think you have to hold on to it for a minute and then it activates. I'm still getting to know the game. It's okay. Take a quick sip here. So cheers to you. I hope you've got something good going in your cup. All right. And you know what? We'll go ahead and run towards the... Ah, there we go. You have a brain shard cell. You can choose what kind. All right. We want a weapon mod. Higher damage. Oh. All right, maybe, you know what? Let's re-roll, because we want something with a status effect. Boy, they just don't want to give it to us. Bullets leave a trail. Hey. Okay. All right. We are going to put that onto this because that's going to help. See those little radiation pegs? They're going to take damage over time when they walk through that. So that's a good one. We've got the sparks. We've got the radiation. Whoa, whoa, whoa. All right, lost a soldier. At least it's not the one with the flamethrower. Oh, man. Okay. Let's go around these guys. We're freezing them. Yeah, I didn't see any of the Hollow Soldiers' health increase, unfortunately. Now, if you want to try this game out for yourself, I will include a link to the demo that you can find out on Steam in the description. Per usual. I think my guys should get healed. What do you think? Is it just me? Maybe it's just me. All right. I do like the explodey guys and their capability in helping us take out the large groups, though I will say that. All right, I think we should go ahead and apply that. Oh, man. Ooh, walked right into that guy. That was... Ooh. Oh, well. Good timing on that. Oh no, we lost our flamethrower unit. Oh, that's not great. I don't know how that doesn't spell certain doom for us at this point. Yeah, I don't think that rotating drone is gonna change anything for us, but you know, hopefully I'm wrong. It has happened before. All right. We'll see how much longer we can survive here. Really, it's just about trying to hold off the horde. You know, part of the challenge with this game is when they wipe out... Yeah, this is a good one. When they wipe out a ton of your guys, it's really hard to bounce back. Especially because, you know, the horde is so much bigger by the mid-game. It's just really hard to come back. All right. But I like the mix of bullet heaven and bullet hell. It works. All right. Ooh. Okay. Well, maybe we're about to turn the tides here. Go weapon. And I suppose we'll give it to that one. Upon contact with enemies and walls, your bullets... Okay, the sparks thing. That's pretty good. And we'll throw the sparks not on that dead unit. Throw them right over there. Okay. Everybody's got sparks now, for the most part. Oof. Uh-oh. Okay. Well, momentary respite when you fire that freeze off. Shoots a single fast and powerful bullet. Sure. Let's put it over there. Okay. That may not have been the best choice. It's good for these larger units, though. Boy, that guy is tough to take out. He's our explodey power guy. Okay. What I need to do is shoot him with this new gun. I think I've got to go to the other aim mode. The turn... Uh-oh! Okay. Now we're starting to feel the damage at this point. This is when the Horde gets extra thick. You know? It's like, hey man, could you just back off just a little bit? Just a little for me. Oh man, yeah. We need like a piercing capability. Oof. Hey, we're down to just only our character at this point. Alright, let's see what we can do here. Bigger knockback for all weapons. Your bullets orbit you. Let's re-roll. Bullets fly faster and they reach a greater distance before disappearing. How about more bullets? We can't put any mods on. Well, we'll give them to the dead guy. How about that? Look at me just remaining positive until the end. I think the end is right around the corner. That's all right. Hey, we knew it was bound to happen sooner or later. Like I say, when you get your army of followers wiped out, it's tough to come back from it. So, hey, this is a game called NeuroSquad Slay the Horde. Are you going to try this one out? There's a demo out there right now. I think it's fun. It does get a little bit taxing, but I do think that the dev will continue to pull the levers and press the buttons, and maybe we'll see some changes along the way. Maybe we'll get a strafe option, or maybe perhaps a mouse aiming option. I don't know. Might be kind of cool. Hey, thanks for hanging out today. And I'll tell you what, we'll see you next time out on the Goat Force Gaming channel, where we will play a roguelike or a roguelite, because that's what we do every time. And we'll also give away a game once a week for all of 2023. So like I said, this week we're giving away a copy of Spellbook Demon Slayers. Take a look at that video from earlier in the week and be subscribed, leave a comment, and you're in. You're in. Potentially. If I select you. And if you're not in, well, there's always next week, right? Other rogues to be had. Hey, thanks again for hanging out. We'll see you next time. You take care out there.